I have props. Now, I hold in my hand a part of a seed. When I was a kid, we called these helicopter seeds. They're the ones that drop from the trees and flop down. Okay, they were just covering the parking lot at St. William's last night. And so I picked up a couple for a homily prop. The thing about a seed, in light of the gospel reading we hear on this 11th Sunday of the year, is there's a simple principle that happens in nature and it happens in our spiritual lives. And Jesus likens the kingdom of heaven to it. And the principle is this: every living thing starts small. Everything begins from a tiny seed. That life, as it evolves and it moves and it grows, always begins small. That simple principle has a couple of takeaways today, because Jesus will say, it's like the mustard seed, like a little seed, but the kingdom of heaven grows. But I think, too, growth is something we can apply to our lives in two ways. Here's the first one. If life begins small, it doesn't stay that way. Growth happens. But the question is, are we open to the growth each and every day? See, I don't know about you, but I can get impatient. I want to grow right now. I want all the change to happen right now. That ain't how life works. It starts as a seed. And every day there's a little bit. Every day there's a little part. And if you put all those days together and make it weeks and make it months and make it years, something amazing happens. But the first thing is, am I open to growth today? Am I open to how I'm called to be more authentically and completely and fully more than what I was yesterday? Am I just open to however the Lord is going to invite me to grow in this moment, in this day? It's the fundamental attitude that says each day is an opportunity to grow. Each day gives us a chance, a moment. See, because I'm holding not just a seed, but I've got here some lilacs that were cut yesterday. And the beauty of lilacs in June, especially around here by the lake, we're blessed in Superior. Lilac bushes are everywhere. They're everywhere. And out in Billings Park, when I'll go for a walk, there are whole groves of them. And you can tell several houses before you get to them, if the wind is blowing the right way, the scent in the neighborhood is just filled with lilac. And as you're walking by, it just bathes you in this amazing, amazing aroma. But the lilacs took time. They grew, started small, to become the bushes, the flowers we enjoy right now. Folks, today, before we can get to what is precious and growing and vibrant, are we open to whatever the Lord is calling us to make that next step right now? See, it's the fundamental attitude of growth each day. It's the fundamental openness to, Lord, how will you stretch me? How will you change me? What will you put before me? An opportunity, circumstance, situation, and how will that moment help me to become more the kind of person you dream me to be? That's the first side. But here's the second. Growth doesn't happen in this smooth, easy, uneventful line. Life is chaotic. Life is up and down, all over the place. There are good days, there are bad days. There are tough moments, there are blessed moments. And when life throws us a curve, when the world itself, the ground just falls out in front of us, we're called also in those moments to grow. But oftentimes, we need to call for help. Lord, I can't do this by myself. See, not every day for a lilac is June. Sometimes it's winter. Sometimes it's dark out there. It's cold. It's frozen. It's hard. And sometimes in those seasons of our life, in those situations of our life, in those moments of our life, we get down on our knees and say, Lord, you are the author of all life. Help me in this moment. Help me with this situation, this circumstance to grow. Because, Lord, in this difficult moment, you might be teaching me another lesson. Lord, in this challenging time, you might be stretching me in new ways. Lord, help me to grow. Whether we're talking about the fundamental attitude to be open each day or the recognition that even when it's difficult to call upon God's help, friends, this is not just true for us as individuals, it's true for us as groups. Let me put it this way. How are we open to becoming more completely and authentically, truly our families, our co-workers, with our classmates? How are we striving with the groups of people in our neighborhood? How are we striving with the groups of people in our parish families, in our larger city families? Wherever we gather together, how are we more authentically open each day to say, I will be more to this. I will seek out ways to grow and to connect, to reach out, to love. And as groups, when life gets hard, how will we work together as family? In neighborhoods, at work, in the parish, for forgiveness and healing and openness, to seek out grace and life and love. See, if growth is true for a seed, and if growth is true for the human heart, and if growth is true for our human family, then we don't have to be afraid to face whatever is before us. God will give us the grace we need to keep growing. And God will guide it. Because in the end, we're called to bloom. We're called to be a blessing. We're called to shine. We're called to take the gift of our life and bring it out to others, to bring it out to the world, so that when others encounter us, they see God's love shining through us, to keep that life, that faith, that love passed on to those that God sets before us today. As we come to the altar, may we ask the Lord for the help we need to be open to the growth of this day and to face whatever challenges are before us. God bless you all.